Hello everybody, for my Drama 30 project I'm going to be doing an interview. The questions that I'm going to be addressing today in this interview are questions regarding the central ethical and political arguments regarding the immigration of Mexicans into the United States. So for this interview, the person that I'm going to be interviewing is my dad. His name is Juan Jauregui, and he himself immigrated from Mexico here to the United States when he was only 13 years old. So the questions that I'll be asking him today are just questions regarding the struggles that he went through. So I was actually not able to talk to him in person because he's actually on vacation right now visiting some family in San Diego. So I emailed him my questions and he replied with his answers, and so the format that this video is put together in is a little bit different, but I hope that you guys are able to keep along. Thank you. So my first question is, why did you decide to leave your hometown in Mexico and come to the United States in the first place? Okay, so he said that the reason that he left his hometown in Mexico was because he felt like he really had no other choice. He was the oldest sibling among a family with 9 children, and as the oldest son, he says that he really felt the responsibility to help provide for his family. He actually first left his hometown at age 13, and he stayed in Tijuana for about a year. And a year after that is when he came to the United States. And when he arrived to the United States, he stayed in Los Angeles for a couple of months, and from there he moved to Oakland, where he stayed with a couple of relatives and friends in a small apartment. And he later on found a job, and from the money that he would make, he would send money to his parents back home to help support his younger siblings. So once you arrived to the United States, what were the type of struggles that you faced, and how exactly did you handle those obstacles that you came across? So he said that one of the things that he struggled with the most was realizing that he was pretty much alone. He was away from his immediate family back in Mexico, and he wasn't used to being alone. He grew up with a big family, and being in the United States all by himself with some relatives that he didn't really know, he felt a little awkward at times. So did you feel pressure in having to assimilate and become accustomed to all the mainstream ways? Okay, so regarding that question, he says that there were times where he felt pressured to become more accustomed to all like the mainstream ways, and that was mostly the pressure that he received from whether it be his bosses or just the people that he worked with. One of the major obstacles that he had to come across was the language barrier. Being in the United States, he had to learn the English language, and that was something that didn't come easy to him. So, how did you feel when you were granted your citizenship? Okay, so he says that when he was granted his citizenship, he felt really accomplished. He felt like a lot of the pressure was taken off of him, and he no longer had to worry about not being able to get a job because of his status as an illegal immigrant, and he felt more secure. He was really happy that he had that stress off his shoulders, and he no longer had to worry about what if I'm deported, and how is my family going to feel about that? What am I going to do about that? Those, he says, those are questions that he would ask himself before he was granted the citizenship. He says that the process of going through all of that was very long and crucial, but at the end it's all worth it, and he's really glad that he was granted his citizenship. What do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions regarding immigration? Okay, so he said that he thinks that one of the biggest misconceptions that people have regarding immigration is that they always assume that immigrants are all illegal, when in reality there are immigrants who are legal. Okay, so I really want to know what comes to your mind when you think of immigration, whether it be from Mexico or Central America. Like, what do you imagine these people to be like? And would you say that these are stereotypes, or that what you assume of immigrants in general is true? Okay, so he said that one of the things that comes to his mind when he hears the word immigrants, he thinks of people who are leaving their homelands in order to live a better future here in America. He thinks of people who are hardworking and family devoted, who just want to succeed and live the American dream. Now, he said that this is what comes to his mind, and he knows that this isn't necessarily true for everybody, but that's just something that comes to his mind when he hears the word immigration. He says that this could be considered a stereotype because just because people are immigrants doesn't mean that they necessarily come to the United States for those specific reasons. He knows that there's a variety of reasons as to why people choose to come to the United States in the first place. But what he's familiar with and the stories that he's heard from people around him are that they come in search of a better life. Okay, so I want to know what your position is on the DREAM Act. Do you think that undocumented students should be able to further their education without having their status be used against them? Why or why not? Okay, so he told me that he truly feels that everybody should be entitled to the right to further their education and pursue their goals. A person's status shouldn't be used against them and prevent them from furthering their education. He says that he truly feels like education is the key to success. And if these people are being denied that right to further their education, then it could potentially affect our nation as a whole, because we would have people who are not educated